Hi, welcome to Quantum Explorations. This is Sue Beckley, and as promised, I'm going to discuss what is the hologram of creation, a model that I talk about in my second book, Quantum Explorations Far Beyond 3D. So I have my trusty whiteboard. I did take the time to put it together and play with it a little. I did actually shoot a big long video yesterday trying to explain it, and then I got bored myself. So I said, well, let's simplify this a little bit. And I drew this instead. And what you're looking at is I drew waves, okay, because all energy has wave form, whether you're talking about light energy or sound. Color is a light wave, okay? So all energy has waveform. And what is a hologram anyway? A hologram is when, in human terms, when we take focused light like a laser and bounce it in two different directions and it leaves an impression on a plate called a holographic film plate. When you put more light through the plate, it gives you a 3D image of the thing that you bounced the light off in the first place. Okay, so that's kind of a really basic idea of what a hologram is, but what I'm talking about is the hologram of creation. And in my book, I discuss that source, God, Allah, prime creator, great spirit, whatever you like to call that energy. And what I think it is the energy of all of us and everything put together. That's what source is. It's all of us and everything that's ever been and ever will shall be. Anyway, source as a one decided to experience and explore what is it like to be not source. So separation was created. And in this moment of thought, that one thought sparked the big bang and everything was created in an instant, less than an instant. And all of the possibilities of what it is to be not source was put in a hologram and a holographic format. Remember, this is a model, okay? Holographic format so that we could experience it in 3D or higher dimensional energy. So for the computer program, these are a computer programmer. These are all the ones and zeros and potentials of things that we could explore, realities that are not source, that are other than source or not completely source, a distortion, if you will, of the complete love and all-knowing nature and unconditional love and understanding of everything that source is. This hologram of creation is what we decided to do to explore. What is it not? What is not being source like? And here on Earth, so I drew the waveform, which is just energy once again, and it's all energy potential. I drew us in sort of a little bit lower waveform, lower frequency. And I think that's how we differentiate the different levels of energy that we're experiencing. We call them dimensions. So in the third dimension, we experience separation to the extent where we have war and famine and racial tension and judgment of who's got money and who doesn't, all that kind of stuff. That's really low level consciousness experience away from source, which is all knowing, all loving. And we did that on purpose. We wanted our souls, which is just another way of saying a soul is just another way of saying an aspect of source. We differentiated from source and we wanted to go out and explore and say, gee, how far can I go away from source? And how many experiences can I have? Well, when the hologram was created, every kind of experience you can imagine. You could think of maybe this box up here is life on Pleiades, and maybe this one over here is a whole nother universe. So our soul has even split itself more from the initial split from source as one into all these different incarnations that are going on all at once. But our focal point of consciousness, what our reality is here on earth as human beings, is here on earth in this dimension. Okay. And that dimension is shifting, by the way, or we're shifting. See, the dimension never goes anywhere. This is the part of the hologram that we're illuminating with our consciousness. And in all consciousness is the I am understanding, knowing that we are. And the higher and higher we go in frequency, see these little lines that look straight, they're not really straight. That's a frequency. We could look at that as maybe a higher dimension. This is no worse than this. This is no better than this. Source loves it all. Source takes in all of the knowledge and wisdom. We can call that Akashic records if we want. Source wants all these experiences. So one is no more important than another. As a matter of fact, the further away we go from source to experience as soul essence and consciousness, that is a really cool experience because it's so rich with the dualities and the contrasts. See, the soul energy consciousnesses that are very close to source, that are very high dimensional, they don't even have bodies because they're so full of energy, right? Their original oversoul and source energy. They don't get the richness of experience that we get in all this duality and separation because they still remember that they are source. So what do? They hang out, watch over all the rest of us that had the courage to journey further away. We can call them angels, we could call them spirits or guides. And our oversouls are here anyway. We're in this energy. Like I said earlier, our soul aspects are everywhere in every dimension, including never having been disconnected from source. So we are also there. Wherever there is no there. It's everywhere. Source is everything and everyone, right? So at the very highest possible frequency that anyone can imagine, that's what I would say is source. It's the all-knowing, the one. So if we were to take all our dolls and dishes and go home consciously, that's where we'd be. We'd be back with source again, reunited. And I think that's what we speak of when we talk about unity consciousness. So we want to bring that here to earth, and we can. See, a hologram is all the potentials, right? And some of them we're lighting up with our consciousness as a reality. And some of them are dormant because nobody's lighting them up right now. And so that remains a potential. But the cool thing about the hologram, or even in the earth version of what a hologram is you could take the whole and shatter it, the plate, the holographic film plate, you could shatter it and shine the light through just the tiniest piece, and you would still get the image of the whole. So our illusion, if all of us are the plate put together, but we're separate in pieces. So when the light from source shines through us, we remember again the image that is the hologram becomes clear that we are all one. We look different on the surface. And by the way, if you looked at a holographic plate, a human holographic plate, it doesn't seem sensical. You can't see the picture of what it really is until you shine the light through it. We don't see who we really are until we open to more of our light. We allow our higher selves to just come into our body, and we do that by resolving the lower energies that we've had for many, many lifetimes. We don't throw it away in a garbage can. We incorporate it into the rest of our being, accept it, and say, yeah, that's the part of me that played in this really low density energy. But there's also good things that came out of, strengths that came out of playing in this lower density energy. So I'm not turning my back on any of it. I'm going to say, yes, this is me. And this is me. And this is me. And this is me. And all of it is really me. The quantum energy fields, when I speak of exploring quantum energy fields, really all it is exploring different pockets and aspects of the hologram of creation. It's a great big filing cabinet of all the possibilities of what it is to be not source. And when we're done with that exploration, when our soul has finally filled itself up and decides, I'm going to rejoin back with source, then we just do. And then we might pop back out again, as another new, fresh, brand new soul that has different ideas about where it wants to explore with a different personality, a different frequency. Our soul's tone is unique. No one of us is going to experience this hologram the same way. We may have similar experiences. We may have agreed upon experiences, right? Grass is green. Trees usually have green leaves, and sometimes they change color in the fall. They fall off. We like to live in houses. We breathe the air. There are things that we agree upon, and those are called collective consciousness agreements, constructs. They're illusionary. However, with the lower density consciousness, which just means we have less light, our souls have had to dampen the consciousness in order to come and experience here and feel like it's real. So that's all that means. But we chose it. And we said, okay, we're a whole bunch of us, aspects of source, our souls. We said, let's all go have an earth experience. And we set it up to forget so that the experience would feel real. Now we're going the other way. Now we're going back to remembering. And some people say that's ascension. Some people say that's a shift, a big shift. I agree. It is ascending. It's ascending in our light energy. We're bringing more light energy into ourselves, and it's waking up our consciousness even bigger and more expansive. And now we're starting to understand that this was a choice. We decided to have all these other experiences. We've learned from it. We've grown from it. Our souls are emollient with experience, the richness of it. They are balmed. The wisdom factor. I just hit my mic. Sorry about that. The wisdom factor of, I don't know how many years humans have been doing this earth game. It's a long time, but that's a lot of richness of experience and playing with duality, playing with separation. And now we're going, I want to go the other way. I want to go back to unity consciousness. We don't always know that our soul wants that. We feel it. We know that things are changing, but we don't know that we made a free will choice to go back to the all knowing again. And it's not going to happen instantaneously, at least not for most people. And that's not the important part. The important part is this rich experience that we're having. And it's quite the ride. I know. I get it. there are days where I would just like to take off the meat suit and go, I'm back. Forget that earth crap. I'm done. Yeah, I get it. Been there. And what I'm starting to understand now is that what we're doing now, will never come again for us as souls. We will never be in the same place that we are now. We're moment to moment, we're not the same. That's how quick we change and we grow and our consciousness expands. It's like the old Tao uh, discussion about the river. You can never enter the river in the exact same place more than once because the river's flowing. Nothing ever stops changing. And I don't think that's a bad thing because really, why stay stagnant? When you've been there and done that, how many more times do you have to keep doing it? That sounds a little judgy. I get it. Anyway, if you guys have any questions about this hologram presentation, remember it's a model. It is not intended to be complete. I am not a quantum physicist. I do understand energy. I do understand waveform energy, that we are all waveforms, that some waveforms have more light energy or sound energy than others. That doesn't make them better. It only makes them different. It's a different experience. And I know that our goal is we keep increasing our energy and then we understand more and more about the hologram. We light up more of these boxes. And then we can become aware as our consciousness grows of the multidimensionality of our whole soul, this whole thing. We can become consciously aware of our other incarnations and what they're doing. And we can share. We can share talents. And if there's something difficult that we have to overcome together, we can do that together. That aspect of us doesn't have to feel alone anymore because once we make the connection and we start opening up to our multidimensionality, we can tap into their talents and their talents and their talents and their talents, resolving whatever energy blockages that these also have. We can do it together. And together is better, in my opinion. Anyhow, drop me a note and let me know how this went. This is my first attempt at doing a whiteboard presentation. So I hope it was interesting. Thanks a lot for joining, and I hope you have a great creation ship. Bye.